Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Taylor and I'm coming to you from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and this is the Taylor Talks Crochet Podcast. So I have not posted this is my second episode I haven't posted, and I think it's been 2 weeks. Life got a little crazy after I posted my first podcast video, and a couple days ago I actually fell while rollerblading, and this is the first time I've been able to sit up and more proper in a couple days, so taking advantage of that now. The weather is beautiful. I got some nice natural lighting going on. Alright, so I'm gonna show you today what I've recently finished and what I am working on, so let's jump right into it. So the first thing I have to show you actually isn't fiber related at all. So when I first started my small business, it was actually a jewelry business, and I got really, not burnt out, but I just wanted to do something different one night when I had a night off. I was like, what can I do to help stimulate my creativity without going and spending a bunch of money on new yarn or buying a book, or what's gonna give me dopamine that's not spending money, essentially. And so I sat down one night and I made a bunch of necklaces. I actually sat down over multiple nights, and this isn't even all of them. I actually made around 30 necklaces, but some of them sold at my most recent market, and then I put some of them in the bookstore where I sell my jewelry, and surprisingly I only kept one for myself. If you watched my most recent video, I believe it was a yarn haul, you'll see me wearing this. I've been so into browns and neutrals recently. I had to keep that one for me. So I'll pop up a little video of the necklaces that I made. I had so much fun doing it, and I do expect to make more in the future. In this upcoming month of July in particular, I have 2 shows going on, and the Taylor Swift concert. Oh my gosh. Sorry, sidebar. But yeah, so I made those, and the next thing I have to show you, I actually need to stand up for, it is this sweater. So this is made with Karen Blossom Cakes in the colorway Yacht Club. And so all I did was I started out chained 5 and then did half double ribbing, raglan increases separated, and then I did a little bit of ribbing on the bottoms there. All of it's in treble crochet, and this worked up so fast. I was done with it in 4 days. I was working on it like crazy because my inspiration for this, the song August off of Taylor Swift's Folklore album, is trending on Instagram because it is being promoted with season 2 of The Summer I Turned Pretty. And I read those books as a child, and all of the montages of East Coast and the Atlantic Ocean, beach houses, I just felt really inspired to make this. It's made out of a cotton acrylic blend, and I thought that it would make a really nice summer sweater, since the cotton, it's pretty airy, it's still warm, but at the same time, living in South Dakota, we do have a little bit chillier nights depending on what time of the year we're at, so I figured this would be a really nice kind of all seasons sweater, because I can layer underneath it in the winter time. In the summertime I could just wear a bralette underneath it and still feel nice and cool. So yeah, I love this. It's super soft. Working with this yarn was actually really great. Big fan. Big fan of the Blossom Cakes. All right, next project. So I have quite a few of the same thing, but we'll do this in two separate ones. So I made some bandanas. I love the colorway of this one. So these are just regular granny stitch. Just keep working them up in the triangles. So this green one is made with Lion Brand True Boo cotton rayon blend, and then this one is Lion Brand 24/7 DK prints in flamingo. So these two just very basic bandanas that, you know, made a million times over, just really nice, easy. And then I actually did something that I'm really excited about. This is a bandana using my own pattern that I made, that I do plan on writing a pattern for and releasing, which would be my first pattern. So here's kind of what it looks like on, it is a bit big, but I don't know, I guess I got a big head. But yeah, I'm gonna call it the Overgrowth bandana, because if you look at the stitches, it kind of looks like the little like V-stitch and then flower. So yeah, I'm gonna do that, and I'm really excited about it. Next is an update. I finished the crop top that I was working on in the last podcast. I finished it very quickly after I filmed and posted that podcast, and I actually wore it out on the town. I don't have a photo of me wearing it, but it worked really well. The acrylic held up, it didn't stretch out, it didn't, like nothing. I had my own worries about wearing a crocheted garment to the bars with like friends, and you never know who's gonna be out and what people are gonna do, but no problems. I'm really happy, definitely would wear it out again. And then the last thing is also another thing that I kind of made on my own. It's like this tiny little bag, and I'm not quite sure what I want to call it or anything. So as you can see, I tried to do the little like diamond thing there, because if you're familiar with the Prada crochet like beach bag, I was kind of going for that, but I didn't like how thin that one was. Like it's very much like half of this, I guess. So I was like, oh, what could be like a fun little like summer bag? So this one's with Lion Brand 24/7 cotton in Cafe au Lait, and this one is just with pink and black cotton yarn. I believe the black is Peaches and Cream from like Walmart, and then this pink is Craft Smart Hobby Lobby. Because I just had one of each, and I was like, oh well, like pink and black kind of go together, so I thought that was kind of fun. Yeah, so I kind of want to work on this. It was really easy, you know, to make, but I want to make a bigger one to do more like a beach tote, and I don't know, kind of see where that goes. I guess I do technically have one as a work in progress, but I'm not actively working on it, so I like to show you what I'm actively working on. So switching gears, I'm going to tell you about my current works in progress now. So we'll start out with the really tiny ones. Oh, I just dropped my hook. Sorry. So here's that same Lion Brand 24/7 DK prints, and I'm making another one of those bandanas. I've been trying to make quite a few of them to make sure that I figure out the pattern, because it'd be fun to do a test group, but I'm just not sure if people would be interested if I did like a call out or anything for it. So I just figured I'll make a bunch on my own and go about it that way. So this yarn is a light 3-weight and calls for a 4mm crochet hook. So for the other bandana, I actually, just the regular granny square one that I made with this, I used a 5 and it worked really well, but because I wanted more of that stitch definition for what I was doing with this specific pattern, I did grab my 4-weight hook, and I think that it looks really good. So I'm working on that one, and then I got another color of True Boo because I can't stop buying it apparently. And what I'll do when me and my boyfriend go out is I'll throw like one of these in my Deli-Q sling bag, which I use as a purse. And this is how much I can get done when him and I go out. So what did we do? We went to lunch and then we went to a movie. And so while waiting for food and for the movie to start, I got this much done. So yeah, this is just a regular granny stitch bandana. Really easy, really, really soft. I like to use this for bandanas because I like the thinner yarn. I like the softness of it, and I love the drape that it gives on the head. I know some other people, they like to use acrylic, and that's most accessible to most people, so like I don't blame them. I just personally don't like to use acrylic for that because like I know my head would get way too hot, and so I like to use other materials. What should I show next? Let's do this one. So I just recently got this Lion Brand Electro bonus bundle, and I've been obsessed with oranges and browns and all that stuff recently. So here's what I have so far. It's going to be a hexagon cardigan, and so I have 2 of these like cake loaves, and I don't know, this is going to be for me, or at least that's the intention is going to be for me, and I haven't quite figured out whether or not I want to do cuffs or if I want to just like leave it open and do big oversized. So we'll see what I end up doing on that. I'm actually doing something very different than what I normally do for my granny stitch projects. I'm actually not putting single crochets in between each one. And I'm finding that it's giving me a much denser fabric, which I'm okay with because I feel like, I don't know, it just like feels more, it just feels stronger to me in some way. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, but if it makes me feel that way, then who am I to argue myself with my own feelings? Right? But yeah, no, so I'm not super far. I think I do want to do an oversized thing. Biggest thing is trying to figure out whether or not I want to do cuffs, but I don't know. We got a long ways to go before we have to really figure that one out, right? Next is another raglan, and it's gonna look pretty familiar. Make sure I get this right. There we go. Does this remind you of anything? Oh, wait, I think. Yeah, yep, that's right. There we go. Does this remind you of anything? So this one is Karen 100% cotton ripple crochet yarn. And it technically calls for a 4mm hook, but I'm using my 6.5K because what I'm going for with this is a very airy, light, almost like a swimsuit cover-up raglan. So I'm not doing any cuffs on this. It'll be completely open. I'm almost ready to split for the sleeves. And one thing I also realized when working with this is that these are basically dyed the same, just on different like bases. So if anyone ever wants to know what my favorite color to crochet with, I guess it's white, because I bought these at 2 very different times. Because I bought the white, the 100% cotton ripple yarn, I bought that last summer, and then I bought this when the blossom cakes like first dropped. Okay. And last thing is a little bit bigger, so I have to get up real quick. Goodbye. Hello. Okay. Gosh. So, I bought a Karen anniversary cake when they were on clearance at Michael's. This was quite a while ago. And I originally bought it with the intent of knitting a blanket. And so I started to knit a blanket, and it just wasn't working out with the kind of yarn that this was, what I wanted it to be. And so I decided to frog it, because you should always frog the projects that you don't want to finish. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. My mic is all up in this. Frog projects that you don't feel inspired by. And so I decided to do a ripple blanket, and I'm honestly almost done with it already. I'm using a Prim size N. I believe that is their 8mm, but let me show you this hook. It is chonky. Like, it to me looks more like a 10. Like, if we look at the 6 compared to that, that's, I don't know. I don't think that's an 8, but I could be wrong. Alright, so that is all I have to share with you today. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully it won't take me another 2 weeks to come out with a 3rd episode. I do have one announcement I want to share. So I have an Etsy shop that I've had for a while, and I plan on updating it on July 8th. It is a Saturday, so not this coming Saturday, the 1st, the following Saturday. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, I will be posting all the photos, everything I'm going to be dropping. You'll see the bandanas, the purses, you'll see crop tops, the necklaces, like pretty much everything. So yeah, if you want to comment down below, I'd love to know what you've been up to this summer, what your favorite summer activity is. And yeah, I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.